Welcome to another Farming Simulator 19 Basics video. I'm Nick and I'm doing the Farming Simulator 19 Beginner's Guide for all the new players out there. The game is on PlayStation Plus this month, so there'll be a lot of people out there from PlayStation who are wondering how to do one or two different things. Also, obviously, if you're on Xbox and PC, all this information is still relevant. So, today's video is about cows. Now, for the cow pasture, you need to go into the shop, into placeables and animal pens, and just go along a little bit, and there you have the cow pasture and large cow pasture. Cow pasture is $100,000, and you can fit 50 cows in there, and the large cow pasture is $200,000, and you can fit, sorry, it's $300,000, and you can fit 200 cows in there. To get your cows, you need to buy a animal transporter and go to the animal dealership. You can buy your cows there and then drive to this marked off area here and transfer them in. If you do not have a animal transporter, you can still just walk to this area here, press L3, and you've got the animal dealership menu just here. So you've got the different type of cows you can buy. They cost $2,500 each. If you're not using your own transporter, there will also be a $200 transportation fee. Okay, so if you are trying to breed the cows, you want to make money that way, just be warned, at first it's a very, very slow process. If you've only got a few cows, it's 300 and odd hours just to get a cow. So yeah, you're not going to be making any money by breeding them anytime soon. You need a lot of cows in there to bring that time right down. So if you are trying to breed them, try to get the same coloured cows in there. They only breed with the same coloured. You can have different coloured cows in there, but obviously it's going to make the breeding process a bit slower. Okay then, so other ways to make money with the cows is by selling the milk that they produce, and they also produce slurry and manure for you. More of that in just a while. So let's just have a look at the animal pen menu here. So this is telling us I've got 197 brown cows in there. They've only got a productivity of 69% at the moment, even though their cleanliness is at 100%. Now, that is because of the food that I've got in there. So we'll come to that in just a moment. But we'll go down. We're saying, yeah, 69% productivity rate, sorry. The reproduction is every 8 hours and 45 minutes. The next animal is in 7 hours and 15 minutes. We've got nearly 60,000 litres of manure. We've got nearly 300,000 litres of slurry and nearly 150,000 litres of milk. Now, the conditions, yeah, we've got it 100% at cleanliness. We've got water in there, but we don't have any straw in there. Because we haven't got straw in there, that is actually keeping the productivity down a little bit. And I know I've got a lot of manure in there, but at the moment the cows are not producing manure because I don't have any straw in there, okay? Moving down to the food, if you have a look at the bottom of the screen, it's telling us the different types of food and the different effectiveness. You've got grass is the least effective at 25%. You've got hay or silage is next at 75%. And then you've got total mixed ration, TMR, at 100%. Now, just very quickly, the hay or silage and grass, that's not cumulative. You cannot have a bit of grass in there and a bit of hay in there and expect 100% effectiveness out of those. You're only going to get 75% effectiveness if you've got that. You need the TMR if you want that 100% effectiveness. Okay, so for the grass, that's quite self-explanatory. You either put a grass bale in there or cut your grass and put it in loose. Hay or silage, hay, all you do is cut the grass and go over it with a tedder, bale it up or put it in loose. For silage, silage is basically fermented grass or chaff For that, you need a bunker silo, which you will get at the biogas plant, but you must own the biogas plant first, or you can just go into the shop, placeables, under silos, you can get the bunker silos. But I'm going to be talking more about those in the video that I'm going to do in the near future about the biogas plant. The other way of getting silage is by making grass bales using a bale wrapper, and yeah, it'll wrap them and they'll come out those white bales, and there you go, you've got them. Or you can always buy them from the shop. So you put the bales or the loose stuff into the feeding area, which is just here, and yeah, it goes straight in there. Now for the TMR, a little bit more complex than that. You need a mixing machine. Now something like what I've got here, there's more than one in game that you can have, and there's a few also in the mod hub. Now if we just have a look at the left hand side there, you've got the mixing ratio. Now I've got some straw in there, and I've got some, what else have I put in there? Straw and silage. I'll put one each of those in, and it's telling me that I've got the wrong ratio in there. That's because I haven't put any hay in there as yet. I've got 2 hay bales on there, ready to go in. Well, in you go, and there you go. Now that should be telling me I've got the right ratio. Let's have a look, and there we go. So it's actually made total mixed ration. If you're putting it in loose, there is a little bit of give either side. You can put a bit less hay and a bit more straw in there, or whatever it is you want to do. But to keep it simple, I use the bales, 2 hay, 1 silage, 1 straw, and that will make total mixed ration for you. Then all you have to do then is drive to the feeding area just here, and once we get there, there will be the prompt will come up on screen, triangle, R1 and triangle, and it doesn't want to come up like that. Oh, I've probably got it on tip side. I've got the wrong tip side on. Yeah, and there you go, I've changed the tip side, and it's, there you go, R1 triangle, and it's putting the total mixed ration in there. It can be quite complicated at first, but trust me, once you've been doing it for a short period of time, it does become quite simple. Now, if you don't want to go through the hassle, let's say, of making the total mixed ration or anything like that, personally I don't think it's a hassle. I think it's part of the game, and I quite enjoy sorting it all out. But if you didn't want to do that, this is a mod. Where's it gone? I'm stood right next to it, and there we go, this silo here, you'll find it in the mod hub, but you can buy quite a lot of things in there, and one of them is total mixed ration. So yeah, you just fill up your trailer and drive over to the feeding area and fill up that way. It is going to be a bit more expensive, less cost effective if you do it this way. But yeah, if you don't want to be spending your time trying to mix it all up and what have you, then this is a great way of doing it. Okay, now let's have another look at that screen. I've got some total mixed ration in there, but not a lot, so I'm actually going to put this in that I've just bought. It's going to take a little bit of time to register and for the effectiveness to change and the productivity to change. But once I've got this in, if I've got straw in there and I've got water in there, then the effectiveness, or the productivity should I say, will go right up. You need to keep the area nice, clean and tidy as well for the cleanliness to stay at 100%, and if the cleanliness falls, then so does the productivity. Okay, I'm just going to speed time up a little bit because I've got it on real time there. Put it on times 120 and it should come up and tell us that the we've gone up to 89% productivity. Now, if it was 100% clean, that would be on 90% productivity. That's because we haven't got any straw in there just yet. And there we go. That should have just cleaned it completely. And it's still... there we go. It just is clicking off. So it's just registered at 100% cleanliness, but it's still only saying 89% productivity. So that's... The food is at 100%, but because I haven't got straw in there, it's only saying 89%. The food does affect the production of milk. Around here, I'm just going to put the straw in there, and that is going to affect the production of manure. Now, I'm using a straw blower here with a straw bale in there. If you don't want to do that, you can just use a trailer with loose straw in, or a loading wagon with loose straw in. Drive over to this part here, and you'll still get the prompt to start overloading by pressing R1 and triangle. With the straw blower, it goes straight in there. And as you see, the productivity has gone straight up to 99%. We're only at 96% cleanliness, and that's why it's not at 100%. So I'm going to slow time down because I don't want it to go dark whilst we're recording. And we'll go back round to the food area, and there we go. So that should now have gone up. It's going to take time because we're on real time, but that cleanliness will go up to 100% eventually, and there you go, it just has, and eventually the productivity will register at 100% as well. So moving on, for the milk, you need to get a milk tanker and drive to this area here, and you'll be able to fill up and take that to wherever you want to sell it. For the manure, like I said, you do need straw to make manure. But yeah, I've got an absolute ton of it in there. You can either pick it up with a bucket from a telehandler or something like that, or you can use conveyor belts like I've got here. It's going to go into a manure spreader. You can sell it at the biogas plant if you own the biogas plant. If you don't, then the only way of using the manure is by spreading it on your fields and using it as a fertilizer. So I'm just going to turn the belt on, and that is just picking it all up, and in a moment it's going to start dropping in, and there we go, and that will just fill that up, fill the manure spreader, and yeah, I can go and fertilize my fields with it. Next along we have the slurry tank. Now for the slurry, again, you can use that as fertilizer. This tanker that I've got here is just a transporter. You can buy ones that you can spread the slurry with as well. If I jump in here, and the prompt's there already, L3 to start filling, and there we go. So I start filling with the slurry. Now I'd take that up again to the biogas plant and sell it there if I own the biogas plant. If I don't own it, the only use I've got for slurry again is for the fertilizer. And we are back round to the straw area. One more area that we haven't spoken about is the water area there. If your cows do not have water, I've got some water in there. I can just put a bit more in. This is a water tank here. Just drive to this area and the prompt will come up to start overloading into there, and there you go, straight away. Oh, bit too far. There we go. So that I've got it in the trigger there and it's going in. If I didn't have water in there, then the cows wouldn't reproduce at all. Okay guys, I think that's about it for the cows, to tell you the truth. Can be quite complicated if you want to make it that way. If you want to make it easy, just make sure that you keep it clean, you keep water and straw in there, and go for the total mixed ration. Now, some people just put total mixed ration in there, and yeah, you're going to get that 100% productivity, but the total mixed ration is going to get used up very, very quickly. If you get total mixed ration in there, hay or silage and grass, then they're going to be eating a bit of everything. They're still going to get the 100% productivity, and the total mixed ration is going to last a lot longer. And as you can see now, because I've got straw in there and total mixed ration in there, it's brought the reproduction rate down to 6 hours and 15 minutes. So as I was saying, that's about it for the cows. Hope you've got something from this video. I'll be putting the pigs video out real soon, so keep an eye out for that. If you're not subscribed, you might want to think about doing so you don't miss out on any more of the videos. Guys, thanks very much for watching. Have an amazing day.